What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Jared, and today we're gonna do a review on O'Shea Duke Jackson's podcast from O'Shea Duke Jackson's The Celebrity Junk, and this is about Dr. Umar because Doc has been speaking some rah-rah shit, and honestly, I'm sick of this shit. I'm really sick of this Negro.
Oh, that's good.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little look-see at an interview that Dr. Umar did on the Joe Budden podcast, and yeah, let's get into this.
What the exchange is between him and Dr. Umar.
My manager that he hired to come in here and clean this motherfucking apartment. Joe might not know who the cleans this
Something
apartment.
just hit me.
Shoot.
Are you mixed race?
No.
Or you a bunny hopper?
Yes. Per your,
That's why
that's
you
not
have
true.
a liberal
That's
perspective.
not true. That's not
because you go home
that's
to a
not
white
true.
woman.
Yes, but that's not true. I felt this way before I met my white girlfriend.
So help me understand how you could be so passionate about the black law.
I'm passionate. I'm an objective thinker. I don't. If something makes sense,
You have no loyalty to the black community.
No, I do have. I probably employ more blacks than you
Okay, so help me understand that you employ more blacks than me, but you go home to a white woman. Why you don't have a black woman?
because I fell in love with a white woman, not a black.
Why didn't you fall in love with a black
I
woman?
did. I fell in love with a black woman. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you fall in love with another black woman?
I did that too. We broke up.
Okay, and why didn't you get another one and another one and another one until you found the right one?
Because I met a white woman that I fell in love with, and that's the person that
And
I
you're
went to
being
that.
disingenuous about
That's not
something.
true.
And let me tell you what you're being
True.
disingenuous about.
True.
Romance is a function of focus and opportunity. If I want to date an Asian, I'm going to put myself around Asian women so I can find one. If I want to date a Latino, I'm going to put myself around Latino women so I can date one. If you wanted to marry a black woman, you would have put yourself around black women so you can find one. So how did you end up with the Caucasian? No disrespect to her.
No, not at all. What I'm telling you is the places that I go socially are not just monolithic.
So what?
Like,
I went to a white college, white job. I never bunny hopped.
Listen to my question. Let me answer you. That wasn't my priority. My priority wasn't, I'm not closed off to dating Latino women. I'm not closed off to dating Asian women. I'm not closed off to dating white women. So again, in my search for romance, all of those things were on the table.
But you
for
do
me.
understand that by not being with a black woman, you undermine the
That's your opinion.
success of the black community.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. Then tell me how the black community benefits from you having a white woman.
If I lend to the financial up.
First off, let me just ask him this question. How does the black community benefit from a black man marrying a single baby mama? That's the real question. How does a black man that's trying to become successful benefit from marrying a baby mama? And also, Dr. Umar, how can we benefit from your advice when you have 2 kids outside of wedlock and never been married to a black woman? You need to answer that question before you start coming for somebody else.
Uplifting of that community, one. That's one thing. 2, if I'm helping to educate the people in that particular community, that's a benefit. 3,
Does not your white woman benefit more from your economics than any black person?
yeah, probably.
Exactly.
So why can't they both be mutually beneficial?
You want to know why? Because she belongs to the group that is responsible for the historical oppression of your race.
So
why would you voluntarily go over and marry into that? Because when you marry the woman,
Whoa.
you don't just marry the woman or date the woman. You're dating her community and her culture. And given the history of us and them, why would you dare align yourself with that if you care about us?
Let me ask you a question. I want you to let me get my answers out.
Go ahead.
So hypothetically.
And so the comments about, Eminem and hip hop, why he shouldn't be considered in this debate is really being talked about a lot on social media. And so.
Okay, so we're going to just kind of come back to the topic at hand. So, Dr. Umar, I just got an honest question. Why is the conversation always about what a black man does for another race? But we never had the conversation of what does a man benefit from when you're dating or marrying a baby mama. We never had that conversation. It's always about get you a black woman. Okay, cool. Yes, I agree with that. But the thing is, a lot of these guys are getting black women. There's not black African American women. See, we don't have that conversation. What does a man benefit from dating a baby mama? What does a man benefit from dating a loudmouth, ratchet ass hood rat. What does a man benefit from that? We never have that conversation. And I find it kind of disingenuous that Dr. Umar loves to sit here and point out the fact that when you quote unquote bunny hop, that's a bad thing. See, we never we as a black community, we always had that talk about, oh, black men should be loyal to black women. But I've never heard Dr. Umar say that black women should be loyal to black men, and also black women needs to stop downplaying and disrespecting a lot of black men. We never have that conversation. And what I tire of is pro blacks like Dr. Umar, not all pro blacks, but pro blacks like Dr. Umar. They always want to come at black men with smoke, but their lives are not showing that result. And I'm specifically talking about the pro blacks that are just like Dr. Umar, preaching this pro black narrative and rhetoric, but are not showing the results. That's what I am talking about. We're talking about black men need to help the black community build and expand and produce exceptional offspring, but we never had a conversation about what each other's supposed to do for each other. We're always talking about black men are supposed to do this, but we're not talking about what black women are supposed to do for black men and with black men. Black women are going around talking about struggle love. We don't want to struggle love with these black men. But the thing is, when you're going along with these black men and going along with them while they're building, they want to call that struggle love. But then they'll wait at the finish line when that black man's finished building himself up, and they're mad because that black man gets with a white woman, gets with a Latina, gets with an Asian woman, and she builds with him and builds him up. And then we're going around the conversation talking about, like, why couldn't he do that with a black woman? But we're not actually having a conversation of why didn't that black woman build with that black man while he was at his lowest, while he was struggling, while he was going through all this hardship to actually build himself up. We never talk about that. But we always go to the topic of bunny hopping. I tire of that conversation because we never talk about the actual truth about the situation as itself. A lot of black women do not want to build with black men while they're in their quote-unquote struggle phase. They only want these black men after they've built themselves up to a higher status. And then after that black man builds himself up to a higher status, then there wants to be a conversation of why didn't he build with the black woman? But we never put that emphasis on black women and ask them, why don't you want to build with a black man that has a promising future? And then we complain and bitch and moan about black men marrying out and dating out, but we never had the conversation of, oh, she should have built with this black man while he was at his lowest. We always want to throw blame on the black man instead of blame on the black woman that didn't choose that black man to build with and to also produce offspring with and to actually benefit the supposed black community. That is what a problem is. But we keep on bouncing around the conversation talking about black men need to be with black women. Black men need to be around black women. Black men need to build with black women. Black men need to be doing this with black women. But we never talk about black women need to build with black men. Black women need to support and cherish black men. Black women need to stop shitting on black men. Black women need to start appreciating black men, especially when they're building. Black women need to do this and black women need to do that. We never have that conversation. It's always on black men, what black men need to do, not what black women need to do. But that's just my little 2 cents about it. But like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast at Spotify.com. Please comment down below because I want to hear your opinions on this. But we'll see what we're talking about in the conversation because there's probably going to be some butthurt people in the comment section. But anyways, like, share, subscribe to the channel, support the podcast at Spotify.com. I'll see you guys on the flip side and thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.